My Hebrew brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered all over the earth. It is your Moray, Dr. Yeshua, and just want to say how much we thank you. We thank you so much, my brothers and my sisters, for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments, and most of all, let me say thank you for your prayers. Without your prayers, my brothers and my sisters, it would be difficult for us to get along. You know, we're back here in Jacksonville, and we, you know, in the process of trying to get ourselves set up. Okay, this is home for us. We live here, we move, went overseas to do mission work. We came back to Jacksonville. So this is basically home for us. My brothers and my sisters, when I came to Jacksonville, I might have shared it with you before. We came to Jacksonville right in the middle. When I came to Jacksonville right in the middle of integration, where black people and white people were having all kind of issues because white people didn't want black people to come around them to live in their neighborhood and so on. So it was very difficult, very difficult. But Yahuwah gave me the strength to go through it. You know, it was a different environment. It was not easy. All right. Last time we were in verse 8, where we were talking about the voice of Yahuwah shaking the wilderness, and we talk about the voice. You know, Yahuwah, he shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. And, you know, when we think about his voice, my brothers and my sisters, what his voice can do, what his voice can do. When we talk about this wilderness, my brothers and my sisters, we're not talking about just a little patch of land. We're not talking about a mile. We're talking about miles upon miles with rocks and trees, but mostly rocks. And Yahweh speaks, and when he speaks, the whole earth trembles. How powerful his voice is. His voice, so powerful. Yes, my brothers and my sisters. He said, let there be light. And guess what we have? We have light. We have the sun to give light in the day, and we have the moon and the stars and the other planets to give light in the night. So dark the night is without those stars and planets. My brothers and my sisters, it will be the solar system up there. Everything would be just in darkness. You know. Praise be to his holy name. Because it's so dark up there, my brothers and my sisters, that they say like one moon. I mean, one planet has a lot of moons to shine on it. Oh, my brothers and my sisters, this is Yahuwah. This is his power. Praise his name. And so we have an awesome Yahuwah. Praise be to his name. Praise be to his name. Praise his name. My brothers and my sisters, I'm just going to request of you that when we're studying together, that you'll have notepad, you know, and pencil and pens, so you can take down a few notes. Okay, if you have a question about something, you can shoot me and you know, an email or so. Okay, I put it in the comment section. You know, and I'll try to respond to it. Okay, all right. So the voice of Yahuwah shakes the wilderness. Yahuwah shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. Praise his holy name. And in verse 9, he said, the voice of Yahuwah makes the deer to give birth. And I don't know of anybody who could do that apart from Yahuwah. All kind of men, veterinarian doctors, they do all kind of stuff with animals and plants and, agriculturalists, and they do all kind of stuff. They can, engraft fruit. They can make an apple tree bear something else, by just manipulate it, in a way. And orange, citrus, they can make them bear different. One tree can bear several different ones, different kind of oranges and, grapefruits and all this kind of stuff. But my brothers, my sisters, no one can do what Yahuwah does when it comes to giving birth. They can, some years ago we have I think it was in England or someplace, they have this sheep they call Molly, where they try to make an identical sheep from that sheep by manipulating and doing some engrafting and some stuff like that. Well, only Yahuwah alone can do this. Only Him alone can do this. Okay, the original, people can copy and do all kind of stuff, but not the original, like what He does. Okay, only Yahuwah could allow, like us as people, to be born, and everyone have their own personality, everyone have their own look. Sometimes you can resemble your offspring. I can resemble someone else, a relative. But my brothers and sisters, only Yahuwah can make us the way we are. Alright? So, here we said the deer is ayala, is a Hebrew word. Deer means hind or doe. And the Hebrew consonants that make up the word is Aleph, Yod, and Lamed, and He. And it's talking about, like a hind, come from another feminine word, ayal, a doe or a female deer, a hind, a heart, an intensive form of ayil, which is in the sense of a ram or a stag or a male deer, a heart. Okay. So he said, the voice of Yahuwah, the voice of Yahuwah makes the deer give birth. And the word birth there is the word cool, and it means like to dance to writhe, to bring forth, or to make calves, and so on. Fall grievously within pain, grievously with pain, rather. And it talks about, like, something to twist or to dance, specifically parturition, or fear, figuratively to wait, or to bear, to make, to bring forth. There's only Yahuwah alone can do that. Okay? And so, my brothers, my sisters, let me say this, that the word also means pain, it means tremble, it means to trust, wait carefully, patiently, and and so. All right? And then in this same verse 9, it says, let me say, the voice of Yahuwah makes the deer give birth, and strips the forest bare. And in His temple, everyone says glory. All right. So here we talk about the word temple is basically Hekal, and it is a palace, or it is a temple. Hekal. It is He, Yod, Kaf, and Lamed. And what it's talking about, there's like a palace, or a temple, or in a sense of, he used in a sense of a capacity, a large public building, such as a palace or a temple. Okay, Yahuwah's word it tells us here, that like Yahushua speaks, and they say, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in Yahuwah, believe in me. He said, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. And then he said, I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that way I am. Maybe. There's no building as large as a place that we going to be with Yahuwah and Yahushua. This is why he's saying coming to give us a new heaven and a new earth. No building. There's no building made with hands that could hold all of these people that trust in him. Even though the remnant alone could not be held into a building. It's going to be something spiritually. They're talking about something different from a building, that you're going to sit underneath a building. Yahuwah has a place for us. And he talks about that he's going to come back and he's going to, this world is sinful. He's going to change it and make it habitable. Desolate place going to be made a place where you and I can dwell in peace. He said the lion and the lamb shall lay down. So I'm telling you about the plan that Yahuwah has for us, my brothers and my sisters. We're going to make everything new. Praise be to his holy name. Praise be to his name. Yes, the voice of Yahuwah makes the deer give birth and strip the forests bare. And in his temple, everyone says glory. Everyone, Amar. It just says there, the word says, Amar. It means to utter, means to say. And the Hebrew words there, Amar is Aleph, Mem, and Resh. Amar. My brothers and my sisters, what he's saying there is to utter, to say, to answer, to appoint, to vouch, to boast oneself, to call, to certify, to challenge. And my brothers and my sisters, the primitive root here, to say with great latitude. Praise his name. To answer, to appoint, to avouch, to bid, to boast self, to call, to certify, to challenge, to charge, to command. It's a commandment of Yahuwah. Praise his name. He say, commune, to consider, to declare, to demand, to desire, to determine, my brothers and my sisters. It's so great, variety of words that use this. It just, to declare, to demand, to desire, to determine expressly, indeed, to intend, name, plainly, promise, publish. To say is to publish, my brothers and my sisters. To report, require, to say, to speak, to speak for, to speak of. Praise his name. To tell. Oh, yes. To utter. Verily. Truly. Yet. Yes. I like that. I like that. And in verse 10, my brothers and my sisters, this is what it said in verse 10 here. Yahuwah sat enthroned at the flood. Yahuwah sat enthroned at the flood. And Yahuwah sits as king forever. Oh, praise be to his holy name. Yahuwah sat enthroned. He sits on his throne, my brothers and my sisters. And listen to this. Let me say this, because we don't hear too many of the Morays saying it. You know, I'm not saying that they don't know it, but they're just not saying it enough. You see, the reason why we have to live a life that is apartness, set apart, a holy life, a blameless life, a perfect life. We're not talking about sinless perfection, we're talking about the standard that Yahuwah has set for us to live. When somebody says something evil against us, they're going to say it anyhow, but it should not be true. The reason why we have to live that kind of life is because Yahuwah, He is enthroned in us. He lives in us. This is what over there in Corinthians it said, our body is the temple of the living Yahuwah. And we should make sure we do not do anything that would damage this body. Praise be to His holy name. Yahuwah lives in us. We shouldn't do anything that would defile, that would hurt this body. Because if we do it, we're going to stand in judgment. You're going to judge us first, because you see, this body is not ours, it's His. He loaned it to us so we can live in it for a while. But my brothers and my sisters, remember that it is His body, not ours. He said, He sat enthroned at the flood. When anything going on at the flood can be, okay, remember the flood? The great flood. Okay? But also, there are a lot of stuff going on in us, around us. Like I shared in the first session, part 1, where, I mean part, as a part 1, but it would be part 3 when we publish it. But in that last session, we talk about, you know, how this guy went in and shoot up people and so on and so on and so on, and say hate them. Okay? The flood is like a flood. Water around us. We just surrounded with all kind of issues, all kind of problem. But you think Yahuwah going to leave us in that time? No. No. They're going to leave us. And they're going to forsake us either. So the whole world that really knows hear about this killing that took place this past Shabbat in the afternoon. It's a holy day. A holy day. And you see, Hasatan, after use that heathen to go out there and to do things to hurt people. And if people didn't run for their lives, many more people would have died. And if Edward Wallace College was having a game, like a football game or a basketball game or volleyball game or whatever, if they were having any affairs, anything, any function and thing was going on over there. That's why I went over there, because it's a African American community. You know? We don't know if it's politically, because they won't tell everything. They say like a manifesto. They send one to the mother's house and then one to the police and one to someone else. But we don't know. But my brothers, my sisters, I'm saying this, that Yahuwah, he sits enthroned at the flood. And it said, Yahuwah sits as king forever. It's Malek, king. Malek, Mem, Lamed, and Ket. Malek. And my brothers, my sisters, he is king. King of your life. He's king of my life. He enthroned. He sits on the throne. He sits in us. He dwells in us. Anywhere we go, we take him with us. King is royal. Come from the word malak, a king. King royal, indeed. To make or to sit, to set up a king, to be made like a queen, you know, female queen, it is the ruler. Okay, you know, to reign, you know. It's reign inceptively to ascend the throne, or causatively to induct into royalty. My brothers and sisters, we have been inducted as into royalty. Yahuwah, you know, is our Yahuwah is our Elohim. Hence, by implication, is to make, you know, to take counsel. And we take counsel from him. We consult with him, you know, because he sets up as king in our lives. Praise his name. He's a king of the world, king of the earth. He reigns, my brothers and sisters. He's a reigning king. He rules forever and ever. Praise be to his holy name. And so we're going to come back and this. We're going to come back and this verse, and to finish up this verse, because our time is already gone on this. So we're going to ask you, my brothers, my sisters, to be a blessing to someone and walk with the King. Shalom.